peeked outside, and in the back of my head, I thought, maybe it's someone messing with my house, and then peeked outside and noticed that was indeed the case. They had spray painted on my front door, the siding of my house, and also the pavement in front of my yard. Just rolled up to the governor's mansion and rode past the group of people and posted up kind of near where other local media was. And shortly thereafter, they started marching towards downtown. And almost immediately, I guess it's Black Bloc individuals, I don't know, several individuals, Antifa, BLM, I don't really know, were demanding that people stop filming and put their cameras down. And I was obstinate in refusing that, and they just started shoving me. I didn't instigate anything with them. I only told them I wasn't going to put my camera down, and that's when they started shoving me a few times. No injury resulted, though I'm an assault nonetheless.
Put your phone down, dude. Make me phone down. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Huh? What are you gonna do? Get the off me, you 100-pound. Because I'm standing here, I'm ignorant?
I don't really know what I was expecting. I've just seen how mainly more left-leaning cities and states have devolved rather rapidly into very destructive acts, regardless of their small geographical impact. I don't like the way the media kind of frames these. They don't seem to offer enough of a critical response. Maybe not even critical, just they like to leave out things. I just don't like the way that police interactions are framed from the vast majority of media. I consider myself traditionally on the left, so I feel like it's incumbent upon me to call out the hypocrisy I see on my own side. I don't want another Donald Trump to be elected for a variety of reasons. I think he was fairly ineffectual, maybe due to his own ego or narcissism. And perhaps we might get someone who's more capable next time. Someone more radical, could be on the left or the right. And this kind of behavior seems to inflame and contribute to his possibilities. So yeah, I mean, the reasons, I guess, the broader reasons why I went down to the governor's mansion protest were to just kind of witness things for myself. I don't think I really had a plan to start writing about any of it. I just wanted to document it. And then the 18th, I saw on Twitter there was another protest happening, starting in Moore Square. So I went down there. They unfurled. They had a peaceful gathering, usual stuff. Lots of talk about black bodies and people being tired and recounting stories of lived experiences. And they unfurled the banner saying "Soon we shoot back," started their march, and I documented that mostly with pictures. They didn't really single me out then. I was wearing different clothing. pictures of them marching and throwing eggs mostly at police vehicles, pulling out trash cans to stop the police from pursuing them. Things escalated a little bit. Nothing crazy, but still violent acts nonetheless. Lighting fires and trash cans, burning American flags in the middle of intersections. I had gone down to Greenville to check out a very small little vigil gathering at one of the Greenville police substations. I can't remember the name of the group. It's a very anti-capitalist group, as most of these tend to be. I was just checking them out. It's maybe like 15 people, and the apparent leader of that group actually came up to me and asked if I was pressed. Not really, just trying to be freelance and stuff, and he actually thanked me for being there, which I appreciated. It makes it more likely for me to at least listen with less bias to what their aims and goals are. I think that was shortly after Micaiah Bryant was shot for trying to stab someone, I might add. And so they lit some candles in a peaceful manner, chanted some things in front of the police station. A few people spoke. And I was definitely singled out pretty soon there. They had their umbrellas trying to block me. I was just kind of following them, only responding when I was yelled at. They stopped at Morgan Street Food Hall, paraded some patrons there. Then there was a vigil on the 25th in Moore Square. There was no march that evening. Mostly it was just BIPOC members as they framed themselves, just recounting personal experiences. They handed out chalk, and everyone wrote messages ranging from messages of love to KKK cops, all pigs die, names of those that had died recently. They passed out candles to honor the dead. And then while I was walking around, just videotaping and taking pictures of the chalk messages, mainly two white individuals noticed me. I'd seen one at the march on the 18th, bigger in terms of body mass, not necessarily height, bigger white guy. He always wears a police-style body camera, at least the few times I've seen him. Him and this other woman were shadowing me, tailing me while I was walking around. Just saying middle school type, elementary school type playground insults, saying they could recognize me. Then I kind of stopped walking as I got to the MC stage kind of area where the speakers and MCs were, and they asked me why I was crashing the vigil. I asked them how am I crashing the vigil, and they responded, don't act like we don't know who you are. Then I asked, who am I? They repeated my name back to me in some sort of form of intimidation, and then I think the woman said, be on my best behavior. And I responded that I never instigated anything, and then she just kind of retorted back in very middle school, childish fashion. I I just put up a camera. Actually, it was early Monday morning. I just put a camera up the previous Sunday. I had purchased the camera not in fear of anything, or just kind of something nice to have, see when packages are delivered, things like that. And I just put it up that Sunday. Then the camera software will tag events, any kind of motion that it detects, as well as it can identify people. And so I had the app on my phone and just randomly woke up at about 5 something in the morning and noticed that it tagged people in the events on the application. And then looked at it and did not initially think anything of it, but then I watched the video more and it looked like they were kind of casing my house. And the second video went blurry shortly into the clip. And initially I was thinking, well, maybe it's just condensation on the lens of the camera. But then I peeked outside and in the back of my head, I thought, maybe it's someone messing with my house. And then peeked outside and noticed that was indeed the case. They had spray painted on my front door, the siding of my house, and also the pavement in front of my yard. I still plan to keep writing. I don't want to write only about the protests. I feel like there's more important things to cover. I'm going to try to write some more quantitative pieces, just about crime, stats, things like that. Legislation that's moving through the state. I don't really want to pigeonhole myself to just writing about protests. I mean, they're exciting for sure. But I mean, I don't know, once you see one, it's pretty similar, I guess. Unless they start to truly escalate things more towards the Portland side of stuff. I mean, they unfurled that banner that says, "Soon we shoot back." It's pretty blatant and violent for people to say silence is violence. It's kind of, by their own definitions, very violent. But no, I'm not going to be intimidated. I mean, it's kind of behavior you saw in truly fascist countries, East Berlin, USSR. I've got a friend who's Russian. She was saying that in St. Petersburg, recently, people, before they passed legislation, more or less making it illegal for you to support opposition leaders such as Alexei Navalny, they would target people who participated in this protest, and when they came home, they would find agents of the state who forced them into compulsory military service, or maybe worse, I don't know, physically assaulted them, things like that. So trying to force people into silence with actual violence and intimidation is truly fascist behavior, whether you want to say it's coming from a communist nation or not, whatever. It's still the same things that the dictatorial governments perpetrate on their citizens.